Jahid from Bayern esports. We're continuing our trainings at full speed. Today it was a bit rainy in Istanbul, where I live, but it stopped now, and I was out for a bit walk. I like the weather after the rain. Now I'm returning home, and we'll continue to train. We will be ready. We will give our best to take 9 points. We're waiting all of you guys' support in the stream. Or see you for the next match day.
Ciao ragazzi, ho finito di lavorare, sono molto stanco come si vede dalla mia faccia, ho acceso la play e sono pronto per allenarmi e per migliorare, per essere più pronto alla prossima giornata di eFootball Pro.
Well, thank you very much to our two players there, hearing from both of them. I believe it was Naples and Mucha hit we heard from there, of course, from AC Milan and Bayern München. Always great to hear from the players, see how they like to live their day-to-day lives, and of course, thank you to Semra for getting us to this point. But that's where the practice happens, that's where the hard work happens. And it's just about putting it all together here. Looks like our first competitors will be Sassinho, our goal of the day winner all the way back on match day 1, taking on Jose, who should be coming off a win, but for a very costly mistake in terms of team strength, Wes.
Just be a lossing focus, as what we have no doubt seen already. These guys will be well drilled, and as we hasten to say, it's quite easy sitting here at the commentary desk and saying, well, we would do this and we would change this and we'd make sure we wouldn't make those types of mistakes. When you're up on the stage, it's a very different environment up there. And of course, the heat of battle, of course, mistakes can be made, and certainly at this stage, it was pretty costly.
Most certainly was. For those who did miss the start of the show, or of course the previous match day, you're probably thinking, oh, Jose, he's coming off a win here. It should be a few on the bounce. There was a very costly mistake in terms of exceeding the maximum team collective strength points in a crucial period last match day. So as a result, he's had to forfeit that result and has ended in a default 3-0 loss. So what should have been Bayern München in that conversation with Arsenal and Barcelona at the top, all of a sudden they're 3 points behind where they thought they would be due to that mistake. And again, as you say, easy for us to sit here in cold blood and judge a mistake that maybe shouldn't happen at this level. Very different out there when you're sat there in the heat of battle.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, it's a very simple mistake as well. We've seen at length, we've seen how quickly players make those changes to their lineups and how quickly they change things. It can sometimes be you've just not changed the position, and that can sometimes cost you. It certainly has at this level. And again, just a comment on these two teams, just in terms of their aspirations. You talk about Bayern Munich and being in that top 4 conversation and having 25 points. AC Milan here need the points. They need points because, again, going into match day 7, as much as I said, I don't want to wish away match day 6. Match day 7, they're staring Arsenal in the face. Ooh. Now, and again, for those at home, you can audibly hear from Harry, he knows how difficult it is to play against Arsenal because we've been able to see it. So all of these points, when you get down to these difficult or even more difficult games as the season pans out, these points are vital to survival.
Made even more vital by the fact that, of course, Jose's adversary here, Sassinho, made the exact same infringement. So what was a hard-fought 1-0 win against Roma's Stifler has now turned into a default 3-0 loss. So they've lost the 3 points they thought they had as well due to the exact same infringement. So we'll be keeping a stern eye on these two, making sure they abide by the team strength. And of course, that'll be a mistake neither two will make again, given how costly it could well be in the lifespan of both of these two club seasons.
Yeah, because if we're talking, let's just put it in these types of terms. If we're talking about AS Roma being in the conversation for potential teams to drop out of that top 6, they're only 2 points behind Bayern Munich. If results don't go their way today, Bayern Munich suddenly become part of that conversation as well. So again, both teams really need the points here just to kind of solidify themselves in that top 6.
You are not wrong. Milan currently outside of the top 6 themselves, so they are 5 points adrift of AS Monaco, who are the next nearest to them in the table. We'll keep you updated with all the movers and shakers in the league table, the goal-scoring charts. All that these two have to do is focus on game number 1.
You just have to focus on getting through this game, getting a goal, and I hasten to say it, but to pull a bit of a Stifler. Get a goal and then defensively frustrate your opponent, because the reality is that it doesn't necessarily matter how you get across the line. It's the fact that you get across the line. So with AC Milan, I'm sure they will be looking to try and nullify this Bayern Munich attack quickly. And Bayern Munich on the other end will be looking to try and progress up pitch very quickly.
Well, we're underway. Sassinho for Milan, taking on Bayern München's Jose, who, previous to that mistake last match day, was undefeated, so he'll feel in fine form himself. Rebic with the strike, hits the side netting, just grazes it. But Jose with 2 wins, 2 draws, and of course that forfeit loss from the last match day. The only blemish, really, on his record thus far. Of course, when you look at the other side, Sassinho with that same fate. I thought he'd, as you said, earned those 3 points and turned around what was a slide of 3 games, 3 losses on the trot. That now, due to the infringement, makes it 4 losses. So a win desperately needed for Sassinho's confidence in this competition. And our audience poll pretty split down the middle. Sassinho starting brightly.
Yeah, when you talk to players around the league in terms of their feelings on this AC Milan squad, is that statistically in game, they have one of the better squads here. You know, you talk to the likes of Rafael, Divock Origi, Rebic, as we're seeing, Tonali. They have players around the pitch that can affect the game, and they also have a very good defensive unit with Tomori and Kalulu. They have players that are pretty able to keep up with the likes of Mane and Coman and Gnabry, so you'd expect to see a little bit more from them in this game going forward.
Of course, recently a successful spell in the Coppa eFootball Italia. They won over there, didn't they? Here in the domestic European competition's been a bit more difficult for them. Mane with Bayern's first real sight at goal here in game 1.
Certainly may see the Coppa eFootball Italia as a little bit of a holiday away from where they have had issues in this tournament. They're not without skill.
Tonali can't find Leao. Bakayoko, Origi, some nice build-up play from AC, but Jose can be clinical. .25 gone here in game 1. Ante Rebic has been instrumental in the build-up play, but it's this man you expect to shine a bit more. Rafael Leao on that left-hand side for Milan.
It's the game of interceptions at the moment. Every time it looks like it's going to be a passing progression, instead it's just blocked by a defender.
Exhibit number 100 of this game thus far. Make that 101 as now Tell. This is where he is dangerous. Skips past the defender. And into the danger area, and that was almost catastrophic defending.
Could have gone literally anywhere. Let's have for a corner though.
Big sigh of relief from Cecchino. Still defending to be done here though. Tonali, feet of Origi, and Leao again trying to burst down that left-hand side. Of course, if you're just joining us, this is match number 3, game number 1. Still have arguably our headliner to come in match 4. You won't want to miss that one. Benacer, Origi. Leao's been kept fairly quiet thus far. Feeds Tonali though. And Rebic arriving into the feet of Origi, and well, Milan have won themselves a corner. Could have been much more.
It's good work by AC Milan to fashion the opportunity. It's going to be a corner here. It looks like Tonali going to deliver it.
Upamecano away. Tomori with the strike, not his wheelhouse, that one. Into stoppage time of what has been a fairly open first half. Kimmich, Sane goes for goal, and that's a screamer. Oh, wonder strike from Leroy Sané. On the stroke of half-time, the Bavarians take control.
We've seen it a few times last match day. That kind of power-controlled shot. It isn't quite a stunning strike, but it may as well be. Absolute hit with real venom.
Oh. Hoping we'll get a better angle of it, because it looked like it had some real whip on it, this one.
Certainly did. Ball found from Kimmich to Sane. Thundered at goal there. You can see the swerve of the ball.
Just subdued celebrations from Jose.
Right at the stroke of half time as well.
What a time to do it in injury time of the first half. Changes the virtual managers, virtual team talk, but definitely changes the complexion of this game 1.
Maybe try to make the feeling it's not good the feeling.
Of course, those keen-eared listeners at home might have just heard Jose saying he's not really comfortable out there. He's just not really getting the feel for the game currently. That can happen on occasion. He won't mind though. 6th goal of the season for the captain, who thus far has been reliably scoring points for the Bavarian outfit. Looking to bookend this half-time as well. Estella's arriving, and he has bookended it. The 1-2 punch. 50 minutes gone. Bayern 2, Milan 0.
Just when you thought he'd done nothing with the ball, ball goes into the corner, you think, he's not going anywhere. Absolutely not. He dribbled and dribbled and dribbled. There was a double touch, neat little double touch there, takes away from Kayet, and Tell is there to sweep it away for 2 goals to 0. Really intricate, well-worked goal there by Jose. It's a wonderful finish from the Spaniard.
Happy days for Bayern, Mestre and München, the lead cheerleaders on that one. Back to the drawing board for Milan, who, remember, are outside of the top 6. 5 points adrift of AS Monaco. We resume play, and Milan might need some worrying. They'll definitely keep tabs on Jose here, because of course he was winning 4-0 last match day. That of course has been overturned, so those 4 goals removed from his tally. He's trying to make up for lost time here, maybe, I sense.
Yeah, certainly looking at where he is in terms of the goal scoring leaderboard, he's only sat on 7 thanks to that. As you'll see, the confirmation of it there. So we're looking to make up, as you said, that lost goal difference.
Here is the league table as things stand. AC Milan down in 7th. Could definitely do with some points to make their endeavour on the last match day of the season a little bit easier. Of course, you've got home rallying around AC. They're on the attack here. Benacer, nice touch. Ante Rebic, who can he find here? Leao's waiting, but so's the keeper. Almost a mistake there, feeding it to Tell. Origi will come to Leao, who gets a strike off. Just wonder if this had taken a deflection. Just seemed to take some of the sting off the strike. It did indeed, so corner to come.
I think he was looking for that open opportunity. Did not come his way.
Tonali dispossessed as referee plays a good advantage there. Calabria corrals that one home, and just looking at the league table, of course, Bayern, if this result stands and they're able to get maximum points here against AC Milan, they could enter our final match of today on top of the league. That's how violently this league table can swing on any given match day. We'll keep you informed in terms of how that changes, but for now, Jose's chasing his 3rd. Joshua Kimmich to Sadio Mane, who also beats his man. Oh, it's fired back past everyone. Pavard with the cross, Kier away. Kimmich versus Bakayoko. Sane might have timed his run well. The finish is good enough, but it's quite easy when the goalkeeper has stopped trying.
It's relatively close, though, that offside decision. It was the correct one in the end.
I was just thinking to myself before this pause, we haven't seen a lot of substitutes so far today. Oftentimes we see them switching things up. They're in the hot seat up on the stage. Haven't seen a lot of that, and I wonder whether or not after the sanctions, so to speak, of the last match day, whether or not players are just second guessing whether or not
they can make those changes.
Make the changes. We are seeing them here, though. can see both players making heaps of changes. We're now underway, and unfortunately for you AC Milan fans, I've not known Jose in my time surrender a 2-goal lead with this long left in the game.
Yeah, it's a real closer of a game, is Jose. As we said, when you get to this kind of level of eFootball within esports, they will close these games out and they will find a way to keep them closed. They won't allow their opponents any time on the ball to do any damage.
Approaching the final 5 in-game minutes. Realistically, we need to see Sassinho strike gold here. Origi has found a little pocket of space. Bakayoko. Sadio Mane is there. Alex to go it alone. Raheem Diaz has come away with it. Early cross. Leao's open on the far side. Tries to play it again to Origi. Perhaps should have favoured the strike there. 2 minutes added on, and will there be what would most certainly be a consolation for Sassinho at this stage? There will not. Game 1 goes to Bayern München as Jose sees home a 2-0 lead. And 3 points go back to Bavaria. It's the captain again. He's so reliable in this competition.
Simple and effective. That's all it needed to be. Didn't need to be flashy, didn't need to be showy, didn't need to score loads of goals. Again, it's like we said, you don't necessarily need to worry about how you get over the line. It's just getting over the line. So he may not have made up that goal difference that he'd lost from the previous match day, but to be honest, I don't think he's really that bothered.
Certainly not. Sadly for Sassinho, that marks his 5th loss on the trot now. Very difficult. Hasn't registered a win or even a point until, or rather since match day 1, where he won both 3-1 against Merriman, but also goal of the day, goal of the match day on match day 1. So started off on a high, hasn't really been able to maintain that level thus far. But Jose with a fairly complete performance there. It's almost business as usual for him.
Yeah, it's been a curious team, AC Milan, is that we've always came out of every match day with more questions than we have answers. With Bayern, almost to use the word, the established team and the established kind of set of individuals that are representing that team, you kind of know what to expect from them. I still think we're in that zone with AC Milan where we're still not quite sure where they are. But again, it's just saw the quality on show there from Jose. Certainly finished off. A wonderful move there to make it 2-0. And that's all it needed. All it needed was a 2-0 victory. Gives them 3 points. And now they're, back into 3rd ahead of Manchester United. So I think now is the case of where are they going to end up before our last game of the day here.
That's the big question, and a question you at home may be asking is, who is this? Well, this right here is Franquinho, new to AC Milan in this competition, but of course the Coppa Italia eFootball MVP helped AC on their way to victory in that competition. It's a warm welcome to him. His debut today up against Mestre, who has not lost since match day 2. So 3 wins on the bounce for this man. On your screens, it's a real trial by fire. It's a welcome to the league. You now have to go against one of the most informed players that we have in the entire competition.
Well, you know me, I'm a massive fan of any players that come, or any new players that join squads, or any new players that have come through different systems. So big credit to AC Milan for bringing Franquinho in. Again, it's pretty hard to ignore when you become an MVP of a competition. It's pretty hard to ignore when you could be brought into a competition such as this. So I'm expecting big things. I had a small word with Sassinho. He was like, yeah, keep your eye on him. keep your eye on him. But of course, he might be slightly biased at that point of view, but I digress. But certainly, he will have the tools to cause some problems.
Well, it'll be a great watch, this one, because, as you said, oftentimes when you're looking for backup, you bring in the likes of the old heads, the El Matadors, the Eldridge O'Neills of the competition, but it's not often we see a new face enter the fray. We've seen it with Zilo of AS Monaco, and now we're seeing it with Franquinho. He's found success in other competitions in the eFootball sphere. Can he do it in the elite level European competition? Game 2 underway. Franquinho for AC Milan, taking on Matchday of Bayern München. A Bayern team that has been high-flying this season. Going already with Origi. And that's a manual save out of Matchday. Welcome to the competition, Franquinho.
Forced a very good save out of the goalkeeper, and it had to be made because that opened up. I mean, again, as I'm wanting to do as a gamer on this desk, I was pointing to several different places on that screen to say, that's where those passes are. The reality is that the most obvious thing is to take that shot from outside the box.
Resulting corner cleared away by Pavard. Matchday's last 3 match days have all resulted in victory. The most impressive of which came on the last one against Roxa, and keeping a clean sheet against a man that's been high-flying in the goal-scoring charts, comparing him to the likes of Maccabeal and Eterito in Roxa. To keep a clean sheet and come away with 3 points, very impressive by Matchday, so we expect nothing less but the best from the Spaniard. As we said, trial by fire for Franquinho here. Rebic can't find a pass inside. It's very similar to the story that we told between Lotfi and Zilo earlier today. You don't have a lot of film to study about Franquinho. You've been keeping an eye on the Coppa eFootball Italia, sure. But in this competition, how he uses this team, it'll be a great unknown from Matchday.
Well, not to mention different competitions probably have different rules and regulations they have to adhere to. So, again, this will be relatively new for him.
Musiala to the rescue. Oh, Tell, almost. Straight down the throat there. Last minute intervention from Kier, I believe that was. Had to be alert to it. Tonali. Rebic with an unconventional touch, but AC Milan coming forward. Here is Tonali and Leao! Oh! How did he miss?
We have seen that animation so many times. It's that stooping header where it just skims and it will go anywhere. We've seen it, work to team's disadvantage before. That was nearly at his advantage. Instead, it went over the bar. It was almost a debut goal.
Oh, Mane might be able to cross this one towards Tell. Still alive here for Mane. Kalulu to the rescue, and now Origi. It's a foot race between he and Upamecano. Leao goes for goal! Welcome to the league! Franquinho with a rocket! Milan 1, Bayern 0. What a finish from our debutant on the stage.
Anything you can do, Jose. Franquinho seemingly can do better. What a hit that was. Absolute thunderbolt from the gods. We'll see it again here. Shifts it out of his feet, and that's that hammer angle I think you wanted for the first one, right in the goal. Brilliant finish. Welcome,
Call as
sir.
you like, yeah. Way to announce yourself. On the half-hour mark. From downtown, Franquinho puts himself in the driver's seat here of game 2. Goal number 1 on match day number 1 for this man. All of a sudden that puts the win streak from Matchday into a bit of jeopardy. As we said, one of the most informed players in this competition. Finds himself behind, plenty of eFootball to be played. Mane to Kimmich. Back to Mane. That's rallied the people at home as well. You can see the audience poll. Musiala. Joshua Kimmich looking to feed him once again. Tries to touch it inside. Mane's there, but the referee's pulled this one back.
Yeah, you can see that goal just now needs to settle down now, Franquinho, because he knows that pressure is going to come back against him. He's going to have to just calm it down, keep it cool, and just work his way through it.
Tell lays it off to Kimmich, and Sane has been a danger man in the hands of Matchday. Lofted up to Tell, cleared away. Franquinho's defence so far so good. Just the 1 minute added on. No doubt we'll see Franquinho here try and retain possession and perhaps go for the last attack of the half. Instead cleared away, and often, Wes, as we enter half-time, Milan 1, Bayern 0. We look in this competition for stars to come through and provide us with storylines, and for storylines to write themselves. I just sense Franquinho doing just that here.
Yeah, but he certainly announced himself with that goal. Certainly has announced himself within the AC Milan lineup.
And the reason I say that is our second half now underway. As things stand, Milan just 2 points back from AS Monaco in that final knockout stage. Final knockout stage plays can be tricky to keep a hand of. But that's why Milan brought this man on board. Something tells me Matchday is going to try his hardest here, Wes, to make me eat my words, because I'm bigging up Franquinho, but we can never count out Matchday in the form he's in.
No, and especially with the scoreline and the complexion of the game being the way that it is, it's only 1-0.
Divock Origi, Upamecano to the rescue. Leao, Origi was waiting to hit that one. Switching the play to Mane. Tell, can he hold this up well enough? He can. Musiala's here. Kimmich, a lot of pressure here from Milan, and well, Benacer is there. And there's a big hole in the middle that Pavard's trying to plug. Leao on this near side versus Matthijs de Ligt. And it's the latter. Some very stout defensive work. This has become very end-to-end now.
Certainly has.
Touch inside from Rebic. Oh, and Origi, can he get a hold of this one? He's dancing around. Leao is there, double touch, but Upamecano once more.
I think that touch there was not only did Franquinho not realise he had that much space, I don't think that was the player he was looking to pass to. So I think he's pulled off a move there thinking he actually had more, or he had more to do. The reality is he could just turned and shot.
If Bayern are able to get anything out of this game, Upamecano needs a big shout for their MVP of this match day, because as Milan live dangerously, Upamecano has been the shining star in that defence for Bayern. Sane, Kimmich with the cross, and Mane is free! Off of the woodwork. Agonisingly across the goal. Mestre in a very threatening position now. He's going forward again. Kier's under it though. And breathing room for Franquinho.
Yeah, just needs to settle himself down. That's very similar to the error we saw from Lotfi earlier. Moving your manual goalkeeper to a place where you think it's going to go, and then it doesn't go there. It can make you look so silly. He got very lucky there.
.15 or so in-game minutes to go. AC Milan 1. Bayern München 0. And he's still going for this, Franquinho. There's gaps at the back here. Leao's galloping forward. Who can he find? It goes for goal on his own. Some stop from Sommer.
Been quicker to react there. He'd have taken advantage of that manual goal. He just edged away from that near post. And that's what he was trying there. It's gone for a corner though.
As anticipated, changes are afoot here.
Talking about staying defensive and using counter targets to try and keep players forward.
Well, they've got a corner to defend first, Bayern. Here it comes. Pavard away. Kingsley Coman introduced in that break. AC Milan now with the ball, and well, Origi is stolen behind. It's against Upamecano though, and again, so strong at the back. Final 10 in-game minutes, and this could be some 2-week period Franquinho's having. Coppa eFootball Italia MVP last weekend. But here is Mane. It's Milan! Never count out Mestre! And there's still time. Your equaliser comes in the 83rd minute. It's Milan 1, Bayern 1. Is there a winner?
You said it yourself, Harry. You never count out Mestre in these types of moments. As you saw there, you just saw the space open up left-hand side. And again, it's the quick release of the shot. It's not necessarily, oh, well, we'll try and figure out what the goalkeeper's going to do. It's just instinct. Just hit it. Just let it go. Get it out of your feet. Brilliant finish. And parity is restored. And as you said, I've been brushing over my Spanish lately, but I'm pretty sure vamos means let's go.
He enjoyed that one.
He certainly did.
Still time left on the clock, I feel. As much as we're bigging up Franquinho, that's Mestre's 8th of the season. Franquinho could be finding about how cruel this competition can be.
Still time on the clock as you like to tell me all so often. There's still chances here.
Did feed Mane, but clear away. It's going to come back at the Milan back line, and Mestre has well and truly grown into this one. Who can Goretzka find? To the feet of Tell, and he goes for a goal, but Magnan is there. Stoppage time now, and I wonder if Milan might settle for a point. Origi does win the header down, still alive here. Adli, Rafael Leao, can't beat De Ligt, and there you have it. Game 2 ends AC Milan 1, Bayern München 1. Franquinho led for large stretches of the game, but never count out Mestre. He is always there, and if you give him a chance, he's going to take it.
As debuts go, it's pretty good going from Franquinho, and just didn't quite get that kind of Cinderella moment where he could see it across the line, and that comes the quality. As we'll see here again, this chance here just went over the bar. You don't know how he missed.
Almost,
I don't even think he did.
Almost more difficult to miss those ones, but in the complexion of the league table as we look over Franquinho's first goal on his debut today.
Certainly didn't miss that one.
Instead of Milan being 2 points behind Monaco, they are now 4 points behind AS Monaco, meaning they cannot finish today in the knockout stage places. They're still in the hunt, Wes, but psychologically way more difficult to be on the outside looking in, entering the final match day.
Yeah, you'd rather have the points on the board than not, as it were. If you've played already, you're quite happy because you've got the points there. They know that they've still got this amount of pressure to go on. Of course, looking at who is potentially on the final game, you've got Naples and you've got Muka here. Certainly there's a lot of noise that goes around this competition. See that Franquinho a little bit dumbfounded on how he conceded.
Well, I say take a breather, but as you said, we now have the man that we heard from, or the two men I should say, that we heard from in the pre-game. We heard from Mucha here, we heard from this man, Naples, from AC Milan. It's been a steady points gatherer for AC this season. 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses up against Mujahid, who only had his first blemish on his record on the last match day, a very close encounter between himself and Oshibuch of Arsenal. Otherwise, has been fairly good for his money in his first season in Bayern München colours. This one could be very tactical, Wes. I always say it with Mujahid games, and with his previous accolades of best defensive player in this competition, he can be a difficult man to break down.
Yeah, he's a tricky customer. He's well known for his defensive capabilities, as we've gone on length to talk about previously, but knows his way around attacking and ball movement and passing and knowing your ways to get through players. Mujahid knows his way around this.
He does, of course. Keep letting us know what you think at home. Does Leao need more skills? I mean, he's been pretty good for AC this season.
I mean, yeah, in terms of players, world renowned, I think is where it kind of comes to now. He's a top player.
That he is. We're just moments away from kickoff. Game 3 between Bayern München and AC Milan. Naples versus Mujahid. Both identical, really, in terms of how many points they've gained with their respective sides, both picking up 7 so far. Of course, Mujahid does have that asterisk from Matchday 2 where he was unable to attend. So we'll always be that game behind. But a chance to make up for that here and now in game 3. It's Naples attacking left to right. You've got Mujahid for Bayern München going the other way. And AC Milan would love 3 points here. 3 points for Bayern would see them joint top with Barcelona. Both of them would be on 32 points. But Origi's in here. Brahim Diaz, nice skills around the back, but no fooling Hernandez. I mean, when you put weapons such as Upamecano, De Ligt, Hernandez into the hands of Mujahid, who is so well-oiled defensively, it's going to be a difficult man to break down, and you see why we talk about him so often. Musiala now coming forward, and Kimmich is there, so is Koeman. Here is the former. Mane with Kalulu to beats his man. Can he get his strike off? Eventually, yes! And it finds the back of the net. Sadio Mane puts Mujahid in front, and Bayern can almost touch the top of the table.
Counted at least 2 super cancels there. Just the ability to just find that open lane. You can see, from Mujahid, you can see the cogs were turning. The minute that ball fell to Mane, you could see the cogs just turning and turning and turning. And he finds a way. Just here, just neatness to get around the defender and find the edge and find the corner. Brilliant finish from Mujahid.
Just gets the defender to bite on the challenge. Committed to that animation, made the pressure way less on the eventual goal scorer, Sadio Mane. And Naples now has to work from behind. Koeman beats his man, stunning cross along the floor, looking for Tell. It'll be a corner. Goal number 8 for Mujahid. He's been ticking along nicely in this 2023 season.
And that's the point we made on Matchday 5 as well, is that Bayern have just been ticking along. They've not necessarily been at their most brilliant, but they've been ticking along, they've been taking points on, and as such now they have, as we said, now sleptwalked into the conversation of top 2.
As we said, they'll be touching the top of the table if things stand, and there's the second to help it along. A wicked finish from Tell. Mujahid clinical on the stage. Bayern 2. Milan 0.
Yeah, really good ball. Really good ball. It's this one here. Finds this just neat little reverse pass between both defenders. Carves the defence wide open. And Tell gets there ahead of Milan. Thunders it home.
It's almost a reverse pass to find the path of Tell, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Difficult to defend those ones because you just never see them coming. Goal number 9 for Mucha. Here's your table. I said touching the top. They are level but for goal difference up there with Barcelona. Finaldo. Milan trying to steal one back. Hernandez to the rescue. That one could have been very hairy. Naples here now. Brahim Diaz, Rebic and Benacer trying to combine as a triangle. De Ligt away. How can Mujahid orchestrate this counter-attack? Musiala is dispossessed. Kimmich though on the recovery mission. Brahim Diaz. Only half an hour gone in game between these two clubs. Leao with the double touch inside. Ante Rebic, Brahim Diaz, back to Rebic! 2-1. The lead cut in half. Naples right back in this one, and now they have a real foothold, Wes.
To steal your line, game on.
Well and truly.
Quite early in the half. There's still a little bit of time left to go before half-time. That is brilliant and a perfect tonic for those 2 early goals that were conceded. Now, as you said quite rightly, they now have a platform, AC Milan. Can they get themselves back into the game more forcefully? Can they get an equaliser? And can they build on it some more?
We've still 10 in-game minutes to go until half-time, so the opportunity may well present itself. Pavard for company. Diaz, Leao, De Ligt has gone in there. The referee's played advantage and brought it back now. Leao was fouled, and this will be inside the D. Plenty of options to go for goal here. As Leao goes over the wall. Off the woodwork, not for the first time today.
Took it so quickly that even Bayern couldn't really react. They just scrambled it away out of instinct, really.
Has Mane stayed on side here? I think he has, and Kingsley Coman might get it back to him as well, but will be rewarded with a corner. Tonali away. Rebic, oh, that was very inviting towards Diaz. Oh, Mane, plenty of space here. Stunning strike! 3-1! And Bayern and Mucha reinstate their lead. 2 goals now are the difference between these 2 clubs.
Yeah, it wasn't just greeted by applause on the stage, it was applauded in the VIP area as well. Certainly some vested interest, as we've said. These teams will hang about and look to see how other teams are doing, and certainly with AC Milan's desires to get into that top 6, with Bayern's to further increase that gap and just stay away from trouble and potentially get themselves into one of those top 2 spots. Their aspirations are certainly at play here too.
Absolutely, and it only makes the job that much more difficult for AC Milan if things stay the way they are. They are 4 points back from the final knockout stage place in our league table. Half-time, Bayern 3, Milan 1.
Certainly calmed things down for Muka hit there, but certainly calmed it down. He knows what he's got to do.
Well, this game has come to life in comparison to our previous 2, as you saw at the top of your screen. Not too many goals to speak of, but the difference maker here has been Mucha, and it's been Kingsley Coman. Rafael Leao back to him. That one's taken the sting off it. Will be a corner though. But Kingsley Coman starting this game has given a bit more impetus for Bayern's attack, a bit more of a focal point to supplement that front line. Milan corner. There is that man Coman, this time defensively, helping Bayern out of a difficult situation. Tell inside to Kingsley Coman. Tell dispossessed. Diaz to the feet of Origi. And Leao! Oh, Sommer! What a manual save.
Massive save in the complexion of this game.
Still alive here for Milan, and Naples, who can he find? Only De Ligt. Origi on to Rebic now against Pavard. On the hour mark now.
L'affluenza di quest'oggi è di 70.987 spettatori.
And there's white shirts over on that far side. One of them's Coman, the other one's Musiala, but can't get his double touch off in time. Leao turns and finds Diaz, plenty of space, and here's Rebic for goal!
Great ball. Great find there from Naples. Couldn't find the finish.
Someone just needs to take the barn doors off of this goal for AC Milan, because right now they're getting their chances, but none of them finding pay dirt.
Someone else. Maybe Saul.
You can put Sane as SS and driver for me here.
Not same.
Okay, so that's it.
Or maybe this guy is for
Maybe
CF.
maybe
CF.
what does he have? 7 people. No.
One touch pass, double touch.
Not trying to make this. Just put some back, a full back the line. Okay, a bit. At least play with one. You have 1 minute to think. You have 1 minute to think. If it's still time, yeah. If it's problematic, maybe you can test it. It's nice. Okay. Go. Okay. SS. It's a suggest.
Don't go like this.
Sostituzione
Deep
per il
in-
Milan.
Deep in thought was that Bayern Munich bench there.
Numero 4.
Directing traffic was Jose.
Lasciano il campo per
Just see the work that goes in
il numero 33.
between match days in these types of moments. Bayern know how close this one is. And for Naples, he knows he's had his chances and that they will continue to come, but for now has some defending to do. Tell. Sane back to him. And there's a chance here for Tell! Fairly simple for Magnan. Sane dispossessed, I think unfairly by Kalulu. Or has this gone the other way? Bayern free kick. In a very inviting position, it'll be Leroy Sane with the left foot! Straight at the keeper.
Tried to read the manual goalkeeping. Of course, non-enacted there by Naples.
Oh, long ball given to Mane to chase. The keeper called into action. Here's your league table as things stand. Milan 4 points adrift. Could we see both Milan clubs at the end of the next match day be hour 2 on the outside looking in?
I want to keep an eye on there for that league table as well. It's AC Milan's goal difference versus the other 2 teams that are around them.
Could well come into play at the end of our next match day 7. Here's how match day 6 has panned out thus far. Time running out here though for Naples if he's going to mount a serious charge on this 2-goal lead. Adli to Origi. Back to him, but Hernandez is there. 10 in game to go. Tomori to Origi. Final 5 in-game minutes rapidly approaching here. Mujahid has shut the door on every single attack, and Tel's giving chase to this one. Can't get there first, but the most important thing is that time is ticked off of the clock. Oh, Tel with a run around the corner, and the goalkeeper's come a long way. Can Sane get his strike off? Can't beat the defender. But it's action up the right end of the pitch. If you're a Bayern fan, Leroy Sane into Mane as well. Adli, Ante Rebic, but I feel like there's not enough time left, even if this results in a goal for Naples to get back in this one. Origi, Rebic to Adli, who's offside. He is offside, and that one met with a round of applause by our viewers here in the studio. Bayern 3, AC Milan 1. It's a 3 points for Mujahid, who has played tremendously well in Bayern's hour of need.
Yeah, again, great performance from Mujahid, and again from the team as a whole. 7 points out of a possible 9. Yes, it's not perfect, but it'll do. It will do for Bayern. It will get them through to the knockouts, and it more importantly puts them back in the conversation about a potential top 2 finish.
Yeah, most certainly will for AC Milan. I feel that the round of applause was coming from AS Monaco, who sit in that 6th final league table position, with which the knockout stages come if you finish there at the end. 7 points from 9 for Bayern München as we look over the goals from Mujahid in game 3. The first coming quite early on. And let me tell you, Mujahid, renowned for his defensive work, has done so well in scoring goals in game 3 of match 3, and it's a 3-point summer that supplements his 2 teammates' work earlier on in the fixture as well. 7 points for Bayern, sees them joint top.
Sees them joint top. It also sees them join AS Roma as undefeated outfit for today in their pursuits of trying to finish at the top end of the table for Bayern Munich. Obviously, we've said now they've managed to climb into 2nd in the table. They're level on points with Arsenal, I believe it is, who have the opportunity to, of course, then overtake both Bayern Munich as well as FC Barcelona later on in the day. In the case of AC Milan, they had the opportunity, the golden opportunity, to get maximum points, to get themselves into the top 6. They started the match outside by 5 points. Now they only managed to close that gap by just 1 point. It's not good enough, and it looks as though both of those teams from the city of Milan are going to be sent packing.
Potentially. There is, of course, always their next match day, but
there is.
It's looking like a very difficult job they have ahead of them on the next match day. They would have liked to have made it a little bit easier on themselves to give themselves a bit of a chance going into that next match day, but yeah, it's difficult. You had Franquinho come in and earn himself a point on his debut, which is fantastic. You could argue maybe there's an aspect of the honeymoon phase going on there for him, but take nothing away from his performance. Fantastic It's just Naples and Cecchino, they just weren't at the races today.
They certainly weren't. Well, more on that later on, but right now Wes is joined by a very formidable man indeed, Mujahid, who, as Harry pointed out, very great defensively, but also in his locker, plenty of goals as well, as he picked up those 3 points to help Bayern Munich for today. Wes, let's see what he has to say about that incredible performance and all those points for his side.
Fantastic, thank you very much, guys. I'm here with Mujahid. First of all, congratulations. 7 points from possible 9. Got to be happy with that performance.
Yeah, of course, we're really happy. We expected Milan to put out good performances. And as every game, I mean, every team in the league is super strong. But we prepared well, and I think all 3 of us played good, so I think deserved 7 points.
Yeah, and it kind of almost solidifies you in that top 6, and obviously you've got aspirations of potentially being top 2. Being now level with, as we're going to see, Barcelona versus Arsenal. I'm sure you'll be watching this with great intrigue.
Of course, we will watch. As I said in the last interview, our goal is to be in top 2. After this match day, it's like we're almost sure in the top 6. So now we will watch Barcelona-Arsenal, and we will prepare our game against United in the last match day, and we will give our best to be in top 2 after the regular season.
Yeah, to touch on that last match day, of course, as you just mentioned, Manchester United is the task at hand, of course. If you do have those aspirations to take one of the top 2 spots, you're going to have a difficult game of it in the last match day.
Of course, it will be really difficult, for sure one of the best teams in the league, but we know that if we can play our game, we can beat anyone. So we will try to do that. As always, we will practice a lot, analyze our mistakes, analyze United also, and we will give our best to take 9 points and to be in top 2 in the last.
Love the confidence from you. Love the confidence. Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much to both you.